Welcome back, guys, to another video on the essentials of joining the Royal British Navy. And now, straight off the bat, I want to say, a heartfelt thanks to everyone who is showing support, love, giving feedback, and even persons, contacting me on Instagram or Facebook, for just general advice or concerns that they may have. As always, like, share, subscribe to this channel, share this video. It'll help others that are along the same path of joining the Royal Navy. Now, without further ado, let's just jump into the video. Now, today's video is going to be based upon two topics, the psychometric test and the interview portion of your application phase. Now, I'm going in sequential order, so I'm going to tackle the psychometric test first because that is going to be the first exam that you're going to be faced with in your path to becoming a successful applicant of the Royal Navy. Now, the psychometric test is comprised of 4 sections. It's reasoning, which is geared to more test your knowledge on the relationship between different patterns, number sequences, and also identify differences between them. It's going to comprise of your numeracy test, which is basically your basic division, subtraction, multiplication, division, basic algebra, and percentages. So, for persons that aren't mathematically inclined, such as myself, I had to do a little extra work because I just didn't like math. The third section is going to be your verbal ability. Now, this is basically going to test your knowledge on the relationship between words, synonyms, and words that have opposite meanings, words that fit in certain sentences, and stuff like that. Anyone that has English as their first language shouldn't really struggle too much with this because it's basic level stuff. Your fourth and final section is going to be your mechanical engineering. Now, in this section, you're going to be covering basic mechanical principles such as pulleys and trolleys. Anyone who did science at secondary level, a lot of the principles are the same for this. So, it's not anything hard. To help persons prepare for this, because I know this is one of the filtering stages in your application. I know some persons want practice, so I'm going to link in the description below a book where you can find various examples on the psychometric test. It's a book called How to Become by Richard Munn. I believe that book I bought for about, it was really instrumental. It has a lot of examples in it. If you follow that book, you cannot go wrong. Also, I'll link below the Royal Navy's official website where you can go and practice, either small quizzes or the full exam in some cases. Another thing that I would recommend persons to look into is an app called Elevate. It's on the Play Store. I don't know if it's on the App Store for iOS devices or Apple devices, but I know it's on the Play Store. It's really convenient, guys. It helps you. From day one, you can start doing verbal, reasoning, mechanical, numeracy tests, and it just gradually builds you up to that point where you can be competent enough to do the psychometric test without fail. Trust me, guys, those 3 things really helped me a lot, and I know they will help anyone. So as always, I'm gonna link those in the description below. You can have a whirl, test them out. If you like, I think you can find the book at a cheaper price, but it's always about how hard you're willing to dig. But as I say, it's about 10 pounds, so it's not too much. For the psychometric test, you have to answer 30 questions in 8 minutes. Now, I know as a general tip, persons usually run out of time. Not that the questions too hard, overly hard, they're challenging, but they're manageable. What I always advise persons is that when you're doing the psychometric test and you face a problem or question that you don't know the answer to, or it can really go in depth, I always advise persons skip it and come back, because you don't want to spend 2 minutes on a question and you just at question 10 and there's 20 other questions to do. So skip the hard questions and then you can always come back and crack on with those. It saves a lot of time, and oftentimes the questions are spaced out. You might find the easier questions at the back, harder questions at the front, or vice versa. So just as a tip, if you don't know, flag it up, mark it, move on, and then you can come back when you finish. That's just one tip that I always advise persons to take on board. If you're sitting the psychometric test, final take on that. If you're sitting the psychometric test and you're unsuccessful, you can always do it again. So don't think that if you set it one time and you're unsuccessful with it, that's the end of that. No, it's not like that. Your recruiter will schedule another exam for you to set, but it will always take away from the time that you have over in the UK. If the Royal Navy decides to come to your home country to conduct a recruitment drive there, then it will just you might miss out on the opportunity there at that point. So yeah, that's enough said on that. The final point about the psychometric test is that you have to bear in mind that when you set your exam, the score that you get in your psychometric test determines what jobs or roles are open to you. So if you're aspiring to be, let's say, an engineer or medic or something like that, you're gonna have to be up there. Your scores are gonna have to be really high, because those jobs are really technical and they require persons that can take information on board, assess, analyze, and then do what needs to be done in their specific job roles and all that. So that's one thing that I have to elaborate more on with that. Moving on to the interview section. Now the interview section is pretty straightforward. For any person that applied for a job before, walking into an interview room, like, you should, as a principal, you should know that you're gonna have to dress smart. Like, it's your first impression on the person that that's gonna be conducting your interview. Being polite, well dressed, clean clothes, well ironed, and just walk in there and feel confident. It's not anything hard. I know some persons are a bit nervous, but I can assure you it's not like an interrogation or anything like that. It's far from that. It's more of a one-on-one chat, asking you about where you're from, your background, your aspirations, where you're from, and stuff like those. I always advise persons, when you're walking into an interview, the Royal Navy's interview, always have a general idea about what is happening in the Royal Navy at the time. So you're going to need to know who is the first sea lord, I guess, the ranks, your job role that you're going to be joining as, a bit about training. You might not know everything. In my subsequent videos I'll cover a bit about training, but you should know quite a bit of information. You won't know everything, but you should know, as a rule, some stuff about the Navy, some stuff about the job that you're applying to, that you can convey to your recruiter to show, all right, this person's confident about the choice that you're going to make. Yes, that's it for the interview and the psychometric test. In my next video, I'll be elaborating more on the pre-joining fitness test, as well as the PRNC course, the pre-Royal Navy course. That's a 3-day course that you attend, and I'll talk more on the swimming test that you have to do there, the running test, and the camp sprint, which is a circuit around the base. As of recording this video on the 30th of April 2020, the Royal Navy is not accepting any applications at the time. It's due to the overwhelming amount of people that they have and the whole COVID situation. But this video is more informative on for when things open back later on this year, which I know they will, because they have to reach a quota of persons that they need. So that's in my next video. As always, guys, thanks for the feedback. Like, share, subscribe to this channel if you want to be be notified of when my next video is coming out. If you have any queries, just send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. I'm always there to help you guys. In whatever capacity I can, I'll do that. Good luck with your application, and I'll see you in the fleet.